Hi there, I'm Jon Zickert from the Jon Zickert Group and my special guest, Blake Waldecker from Waldecker Homes. Blake, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is Blake's home, and he's a builder of very nice homes in this market. And we just thought we'd take you through his home a little bit and from a builder's perspective and a homeowner's perspective together, find out what he loves about this house. So I think you've talked a lot about design.
Yeah.
Tell us why this is designed.
Yeah,
Great.
when we built the house, it was kind of considered our forever house, which is funny as a contractor, but that was the thought. So it was very intentionally built in terms of the main floor living. If it's a single family, you kind of have everything that you need. Really close. You have the primary suite at the front, the bathroom, closet, and laundry room, and then everything right here in the kitchen and great room. So it's thoughtful in the sense that it can live a lot smaller than how big the house is, but also if you have a family with there's 4 additional bedrooms that are very close, and so you can send the grandkids downstairs. There's a setup for swing simulator, a lot of options in terms of how we could use the house.
This kitchen's kind of special because it's not like some kitchens on the market right now. What kind of recognition did this kitchen receive?
Yeah, so I think it was back in 2023, we put this house on the Parade of Homes, and it did win Best Kitchen, which the thought process behind that was having a butler's pantry. Um, you know, the idea being you can keep the counters clean, so the coffee pot, the toaster, if you have a Keurig or something like that, it can be in the butler's pantry, and kind of keep everything out here clean and presentable. So just one of the more beautiful views on the lake because you get to see so far. Silver Lake being, very narrow and long. Not many houses on this lake have such a deep view, I guess you would say. So everything is set up on your phone. So like we're in the great room right now. So you can see on the top it says great room, and then you have the option, to watch whatever your streaming device is can be programmed on this. So you would click that, and or you could go to listen, and once again, whatever streaming service that you subscribe to would be listed on here. Same with like lighting, the thermostat, you can control, it's 2 zones, up and down, security, so you can view all your cameras, and this can be viewed remotely, so you don't have to be at the house to be able to see all this. One of the other cool features about the house is that if we play some music here, the invisible speakers. So there's actually speakers behind the drywall. So it keeps the aesthetics of the house nice, and they actually sound really good if you...
That's some clear sound.
In the great room, so you can see the music's playing in the great room. Say I want to add it in the kitchen. There's an invisible speaker in the master bathroom. There's speakers in the garage. There's speakers out on the covered porch.
All right, we're down here in what I call the control room. This amazing setup here, Blake, and behind you there's some Lutron panels. Tell us about this. What does this all do here?
Yeah, so being a smart home, if you will, these are all lighting panels. So everything is can be controlled off your phone. So instead of having a light switch on the wall, actually all your switches are in here, which allows you to control it from any keypad or from your phone, and you can do that remotely as well. And then over here is what we call the rack. And in the rack, it's kind of everything that runs your house. It's the brains of the house. So you have what would control all your sound, your TVs, your cameras. That's the NVR is there. And then actually up here we have, this would be your blinds. So with the blinds, everything's set up currently, even the blinds that are not. There's extra wires here. So the blinds that aren't currently installed, we preemptively installed all the wires so that should somebody want to install them later, we have a place that they can be hooked up and powered.
So there's flexibility. I think the cool thing is you showed me your phone. You got an app that you can go anywhere and you can put your blinds up and down. You go to bed, you forget to turn the light off in the living room. You don't have to get out of bed. You just got to push a button, right?
Yeah, we have a good night button on the next to the bed, and that would turn off all the lights. And so the cool thing with lighting controls is if you can think it, we can program it. So we can have a button at our new house. We have one that's called Up and Atom. So you wake up in the morning and you hit that, and we program it
Everything's
to turn.
on?
Yeah. So, and the exterior lights can be on an astronomical clock. So 30 minutes before dark, they come on at 100%. And then like every 2 hours, we might dim them down.
Dim a bit.
25%, turn off at midnight kind of thing. So a lot of flexibility. Also, you don't get locked into in a current, or I'll say a typical house that has a light switch. Once that drywall is put on and once we've made that decision, that's it. The cool thing with lighting controls is you can take that keypad, replace it, and reprogram it and have it do whatever you want. So it allows flexibility into the future. Yeah. Okay. So this is the keypad that goes on your nightstand. The cool thing about this is you can control obviously the bedroom, the fan, shades. So when it's time to go to sleep, if it's especially in the summertime in northern Michigan, it doesn't hardly ever get dark. And then the other cool feature is there's a good night button. So if all the lights are on in the house and you're ready to go to bed, we just hit the good night button and it turns off all the lights in the house.
You thought a lot about this house. So before you built it, obviously, it's your profession building these finer homes. And
Yeah.
And it's neat to see some of the inside scoop here of what you were thinking about that either you did because you lived here or you planned for the future should your needs change. So
Yeah, and it's just something that we always, coach our owners about, whether it's a house that we're building for our personal selves or for, somebody else's, not just thinking about today, but like how are we going to use it into the future and how can we future proof, all these things going forward. And one of those things is the low volt and technical side of things. Nothing's getting less technical. Technology keeps moving forward. So
what's neat about this house too is that it has so much technology, but it's one app on your phone. Even I could work it, push buttons. It's so simple. So, new homes now you're seeing more technology built in these homes, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everything. It's nowadays, cameras aren't really optional, and some of these things. This may be, on the farther extreme to one side, but we're always seeing, everybody has to have TVs and a network and cameras. So it's just something that is becoming like air conditioning in a car.
Oh yeah,
just expected nowadays.
It's
so